You walk into your living room, coffee in hand, only to find your favorite monstera drooping like sad spaghetti. You panic, grab the watering can, and flood the pot, hoping for a miracle. But a week later, it's completely yellow, dropping leaves, and headed straight for the compost bin. Welcome to the Don't Do This guide, where we help you avoid the gardening mistakes that hold you back. If you want a lush garden with less effort, hit that subscribe button. When a plant starts looking sad, our first instinct is usually to drown it in water. We think it must be thirsty, but that is often the exact opposite of what it needs. Overwatering is actually the #1 killer of indoor houseplants. When roots sit in soggy soil, they literally drown because they cannot access oxygen. Instead of guessing, always check the soil moisture before you reach for the watering can. Just stick your finger about 2 inches into the dirt. If it feels dry to the touch, it is safe to give your plant a good drink. If it feels even a little bit damp, step away and check again in a few days. Another huge mistake is feeding a dying plant with a heavy dose of liquid fertilizer. It feels like giving medicine to a sick friend, but it actually causes more harm than good. For plants, fertilizing a dying root system is like forcing a marathon runner to eat a massive steak mid-race. Fertilizer is meant for healthy plants that are actively growing and pushing out new leaves. When a plant is stressed or dying, its root system is compromised and cannot process those extra nutrients. Those unused fertilizer salts build up in the soil and can quickly burn the remaining healthy roots. To help a stressed plant recover, focus on fixing its environment first. Give it proper light, fix your watering schedule, and wait until you see new growth before feeding it again. We all love the idea of putting a beautiful fern or trailing vine in that empty, dark corner of the room. But sticking a struggling plant in low light is a guaranteed way to finish it off. Plants need light to create energy through photosynthesis, especially when they are trying to heal. Without enough light, they cannot process water, leading to root rot and weak, leggy stems. Move your struggling plants closer to a window where they can get bright, indirect sunlight. If you do not have good natural light in your home, a simple LED grow light can work absolute wonders. When leaves start turning brown, many plant parents decide to immediately repot their green friend. They move it into a much larger container, thinking fresh soil and more room will magically cure it. But repotting causes massive stress to a plant that is already fighting for its life. Plus, a giant pot holds onto way too much water, making root rot almost inevitable. Unless you know for a fact the plant is severely root-bound, leave it in its current home while it recovers. If you absolutely must change the soil because it is completely waterlogged, use the exact same size pot. Sometimes we blame ourselves for a dying plant when the real culprits are hiding right under our noses. We adjust the water and the light, completely missing the tiny pests draining the plant's energy. Ignoring things like spider mites or fungus gnats and hoping they will go away never works. They multiply quickly and can easily spread to every other beautiful plant in your house. Get into the habit of closely inspecting the undersides of leaves and the stems every time you water. If you spot webbing, tiny bumps, or sticky residue, wipe the leaves down with a gentle insecticidal soap. Many of the gorgeous tropical plants we bring home are used to living in humid rainforest environments. But our homes are essentially dry deserts, especially in the winter when the heater is blasting. Crispy brown leaf edges are a classic sign that your plant is desperately crying out for moisture in the air. Misting them with a spray bottle feels helpful, but the moisture evaporates in minutes and does not raise humidity. Instead, group your plants together so they can create their own little humid microclimate. You can also place them on a tray filled with pebbles and water, or bring in a small humidifier to help them thrive. In a final attempt to save a dying plant, some folks take it outside and blast it with direct hot sunlight. They assume intense sunshine is the ultimate cure-all for any botanical ailment. But indoor plants are simply not acclimated to the intense UV rays of the great outdoors. Suddenly, moving a struggling houseplant into direct sun will instantly scorch its fragile leaves. If you want to give your indoor plants some fresh air, place them in a fully shaded area like a covered porch. Always transition them incredibly slowly over a period of weeks if you are trying to increase their light exposure. Reviving a dying houseplant is all about patience and giving it exactly what it needs without going overboard. There you have it, the key things to avoid when dealing with this topic. If this video saved your plants, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below on which mistake you've been making. See you in the next guide.